Welcome to part 2 of your Sage 50 project. In this part, we are still on handout 1, and I want to turn your attention to instructions right at the top of the second page of that handout. We have finished in the last part. We talked about the requirements for the project and we went over the marking rubric. Right now, I turn your attention to the instructions for the project. Now, you are a new bookkeeper in a company that's called CG Wedding Planning Services. Now, Wedding Planning Services is a company that offers wedding services. So it hires out equipment and it does consultations for people who are planning to wed. Before we begin, let's figure out how you will save your documents. To do this, I want you to create a folder on your desktop. Name the folder CG Wedding Planning Services. Now, it is in this folder that you will save step 1 of your work. Step 1 is the step that we're going to do immediately after this. So I will give you some time to go and create a folder on your desktop. Then I will proceed. Now, once we complete step 1, which is using Simply Accounting, create a new company file using the following information, we will save that on the folder that you have just created. We will then copy the whole folder onto a flash drive, and then we will restart Sage again based on the information on your flash drive. And so going forward, you'll be working off your flash drive. Very good. Assuming that you have successfully created the folder called CG Wedding Planning Services on your desktop, I would like you to now go and open Sage 50. So you should be able to see on your screen, I am going to open my Sage 50. I am going to start window and I'm browsing until I find where my Sage is saved, and then I open Sage 50 Premium Accounting. That's what I have. And then I will go into the file that has the blue streak across it on a white background that is written Sage 50 Premium Accounting. That is where my Sage 50 is. I'm just giving it some time to start up, and we should see it coming up on the screen shortly. I see it. There it is. So this is what you should be able to see. I'm now going to ask you to follow the instructions that are given in this document here. And so here it says that create a new company, and this is the information. So I will go bring up Sage and go create. So here it offers me options. Welcome to Sage 50. What do you wish to do? Open a sample company, create a new company, restore from backup, select an existing company, open the last company you worked on. So I will say that I want to create a new company. So say okay. Welcome to the new company setup wizard. So this takes you to a wizard. This wizard will help you set up your company quickly and easily. So just say next. And now it's asking us to put in the information that we are given here for our company. So I'm going to just make sure that I've got that up there so I can still read my document. To make it even better, I may even change the view of my document so that it gives me a bit more space on the screen. so I can share my screen between the instructions and putting this into Sage. So there I am sharing my screen. The name of the company is CG, so go ahead and put this information into Sage, Wedding Planning Services. The address is 33 Capricorn Street. City is Edmonton, Alberta. Postal code T5J 2Y2 in Canada. The phone number is 0. Now if you tab, Sage will tidy that up for you. So don't worry about the formatting of the phone number. It will be done by the computer. We don't have a second phone number. We have been given a fax number, so we'll put that in. And then if you just tap that through, it will be tidied up for you. Once we finish that, I want you to click next, and this takes us to put in our fiscal start and end date. So the fiscal year start is 1 July 2016. So it's month, day, year format. So the month is July 07 01 2016. The earliest transaction should be at the start of the fiscal year, and the fiscal year end date is the last day of the year. So that will be 31 December 2016. 31 December 2016. So make sure that you change that date to 2016 because it's defaulting to 2017. Double check your entries that you've got the correct dates in there. So 1 July is the fiscal year start date. 31 December is the fiscal year end date. The earliest transaction is on 1 July. Next. Accounts are used to organize and report accounting information. Choose how you want your list of accounts to be created. After your company is created, you can easily add more accounts, remove accounts you don't need, or modify accounts on the list. So what we would want is to build our own list of accounts. So we don't want to have Sage 50 create a list of accounts for us based on our business type. We don't want to have Sage 50 create a list of accounts from an export file. We want to build our own list of accounts. So just select, let me build the list of accounts myself after the company is created. So do select the third option. Next. And of course, it tells you that if you create your own list of accounts, it requires a bit of effort on your part. You're doing it manually and so on. And we're quite happy to do that. So do you want to continue and create your own list of accounts after creating your company? Say yes. They do, however, want us to select the type of industry we are in. And this normally helps in terms of the options that you have after now. We are a wedding planning services company, so we are a service company. So do select service as the type of industry the company is in. Enter the name of the company. So enter the name of the company file. Now we want the name of the company file to be CG Wedding Planning Services, and I want you to just put a dash in there and put your first name and surname. That way, when you print out your financial transactions or export them into Excel, they will always have your name next to the name of the company. So that way I can identify this is your own work from a company that you have created. So this way I can distinguish your submission from that of another student. And the next, enter the location where you will like to store the company file. Now for this, I want you to browse. The default is on C drive, and this is fine. Remember how I opened a folder on the desktop? You would have done the same. I want you to browse to the folder that you have on your desktop. So I saved mine as eCampus CG Wedding Planning Services because I do have a face-to-face class, and I went through this with them as well. So I have a welcome to file already existing that is your Sage 15 Planning Services. So to distinguish by that now, from your file, you should have successfully created your company. I have named mine eCampus. This is the window that you should see on your screen. That congratulations, and that is where I successfully created your company. So here are a few tasks that you may want to consider as next steps. And then finish. Explore the getting started guide to get up and running quickly. Sage is creating. Use the setup guide to quickly set up customers, vendors, in that employees that I created on records, desktop, and so on. So what you will do, take a couple of because minutes. I'm walking you through it, is just to follow my steps. So I will show you what to do step by step in order to accomplish this project. However, if ever you're going back into Sage and exploring it and want to play around with it and get to be even more familiar with it, then those are the options that you have for moving forward from here. So select close to move out of that window and give Sage time to finish creating your company. And there it is. Sage, you have successfully created your company, and Sage has opened up with your company featuring. Okay, now this window here that is gone to the back allows you to do certain things. Sometimes it will have little videos, and I see them here. What's new in Sage 50 accounting? So for every new edition of the software, they will have new things that they've added there, and so they highlight them in videos like this one here. The Learning Center will take you through some aspects of Sage, just short tutorials that get you familiar with the software. And so you have a few videos there that you should be able to access. Depending on what version of Sage you have downloaded as a free copy, stop this video, you will see different things on this welcome window. As for you, I just want you to allow Sage to create, order to build your expertise in Sage, and then I will just close that right now, and we won't be needing it there. Right, remember what I said, that once we finish step 1, we were going to save this step onto a flash drive. So save the file we created in the folder onto a flash drive. So I'm going to get you to do that right now. So what I'm going to do is just to get you to close Sage. So just close, and right now it's processing that. What normally Sage does when you close it is it backs up the information that you have put in there. And right now, because we haven't put in any transactions, it hasn't asked us to back up. So it's a good time to actually transfer our flash drive, our folder, to a flash drive. And so I want you to navigate to the desktop where you created the folder called CG Wedding Planning Services. I want you to copy that folder. So what you can do is either drag and drop it onto a flash drive, or just copy the folder. I'm just going to bring my Windows Explorer into your screen so that you can see what I'm doing. So this is my file. It's called eCampus CG Wedding Planning Services, and I am just going to drag and drop it into my USB, which is one way that you can do it, right there. And so it takes a while because there's quite a few backup files that have been created by Sage that are supporting your company in the software. And there we have it. And just to double check, I go into my USB and there you'll see the folder. This just gives you some portability with your project, so that if, for example, you wanted to continue this project in the college library and they happen to have Sage there, then you can go and you can continue. What I do find, however, is that if you have created your company in an older version of Sage and you go to a computer that has a later version of Sage, sometimes it won't allow you to open it. Right? So newer versions will not open in older versions of Sage, just so that you know. Otherwise, this gives you some portability. So as long as you're on your computer that has Sage installed on it, going forward, when you are beginning your project, so say we'll do part of the project today, you won't be able to finish it. It takes a few hours to complete. When you close out of it and you come back to restart, you don't have to restart from the Windows Explorer window from the start window and open up Sage in your start window. You can actually just start from the folder on your flash drive. And if you click this file here, I'll just quickly open this, space this out so that you see the name of the file completely. You'll have a file and a folder within the folder that you put into your flash drive. So this is the folder that's in my flash drive called eCampus CG Wedding Planning Services. If I open it, there is a folder that has a lot of backup files. Now you never need to go into this folder. This is just holding all the backup files that is supporting your company in Sage. What you want is this one here, which is a file, right? It has a icon that is unique to Sage 50 files, company files. And so that's the one that you want to double click, and this will open your company in the Sage program. So there you see it, bring up your company. Now this will only work if you are working off a computer that has the version of Sage that you created your company in, or a later version or an earlier version. But it's not going to work if your version, you created this on a later version and you will try to open it on an earlier version. Okay. Oh, very good. And so you see again that welcome to Sage 50 window. We're not going to use it, so I will close it. I will also minimize this, my Windows Explorer window, so that all I have on my screen is my Sage 50 and the instructions for the project. So this is the main or home page of Sage 50. Now there's two ways that you can view the software. You can view it in classic view or in enhanced view. So the one that is default is the enhanced view. This is the later view, the newer view. Classic is the older way that Sage used to display its application. Now it's all up to you which one you prefer. Some people prefer the enhanced view, some people prefer the classic view. In this project, we'll be working off the classic view. So feel free to watch the video getting started in Sage, and this explains in detail all that you see on your screen. As for our project, I will just give you some highlights. You will find that on the screen here, right at the top, there are tabs: File, Edit, View, Setup, Business Assistant, and this will have various commands in them that allow you to do various things. Okay, the file tab will give you the save option, the backup option, restore option, and so on. The edit button doesn't do much for you. It does allow you to search or perform a search if there's something that you need to find. The setup tab is commonly used, and so you'll find that as we go through the project, we'll go in here a lot because we want to go to the settings and also the user preferences when we're setting up our company. We're going to switch off business assistant. So this business assistant will bring up reminders for you every day if you have this set up to switch on when you open Sage, and it reminds you of different things that you are to do for a particular day. So we're going to switch it off because we don't need to use it for this project. Maintenance, we're going to go in there to change session dates. So anytime that we need to change the session date, we'll go and change it right in there. Otherwise, the reports tab we're going to use a lot because that's where we're going to go to see our journals that we have entered and our financial reports. We're going to find them here under financials. History, remember I mentioned that we're going to enter historical transactions. Once we finish entering the history of the company in the form of historical transactions, we're going to close history, and that will just close that phase of our company setup, and we're not able to make any changes again to our historical transactions following that. Okay, now you see we have several manuals here, right? And so, or modules, and so there's a dashboard which gives you various summary information like revenue, year to date, aged client invoices, aged supplier invoices, and so it gives you various summary information. Clients and revenue gives you various modules, so it allows us to access our clients and indeed enter clients, or if we need to enter various transactions to do with our clients, we'll be able to do that here. Alright, and then we've got suppliers, inventory and services. In this project we won't be putting in inventory, so we'll have nothing to do with inventory for this project, and we indeed will shut down this module so that you won't even be able to see it. Employees and payroll, we won't be doing any of this, but otherwise if for work purposes you may need to put in employees and then pay them, put in time slips and so on, and so you'll be able to do this under this module. Your banking, you'll find under this module you'll be able to receive payments, make deposits, transfer funds, pay bills. And in the company module, you'll see your projects, your daily business manager, your data management are in there. You also have your chart of accounts, general ledger, and accountant's copy in there. The learning center has various videos that you'll be able to go into and, as I said, watch for your to improve your expertise. We will be working out of the classic view for this project, so I'm going to go to classic view. I'm going to stop this video now, and then I will come back in the next part. We will go on to step 2 in your instructions, which says working from the company module window, change default settings if necessary to include the following. So I'll come back in the next part and we'll change default settings.